Okay,
I
we're
ain't
back
dying.
for another week of rolling in it. People's schedules and lives have been a little complicated, and to an
My computer
extent, scum and
exploded.
villainy. Yeah, to an extent, scum and villainy benefits from at least a little bit of coherency or contingency and things like that. And we've just been struggling with that. And so I had the idea, let's do something else for a week or two while people are like moving and things like that, because there's a lot of that going on. And that's what we're doing. So we're gonna start on a new mini campaign. It may be one session, it may be 3 sessions. I don't know. Maybe we'll play this for a while. Who the fuck really knows? But
This game looks really fun.
we're going to be playing Bubble Gumshoe, which is a game based on the Gumshoe system.
It's actually
where,
based off the Forrest Gump, Bubba Gump
yeah,
system.
Bubba Gumshoe.
It's a direct tie-in with the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company.
The Bubba Gump Shrimp system of role playing.
Yeah.
Powered by Tom Hanks.
Powered by Tom Hanks. So basically, you're going to be teenagers solving mysteries in a small town. We're going to create some characters, and we're also going to create that small town. And we'll see how long that takes before we even get too optimistic about how far we're getting. But yeah, so the way that the game works, basically you have a few different kinds of skills and stuff and a few different ways that they operate. But the simplest explanation is that you have general abilities and investigative abilities. General abilities, you're going to roll a die when you want to use one of those. Specifically, you're going to roll a 6-sided die. That's all you're ever going to roll in Gumshoe. And then usually you want to get at least a 4 on it. And then you can spend points to give yourself bonuses on that roll. Investigative abilities are different. You never roll for them. They just always work. The extent to which they work, though, may be based on your ability to spend points. So when I say spend points, a lot of these abilities have a rating and a pool. The rating is like your absolute value for that. It's like your max. And then the pool is like how many you have right now. So like you can have a rating of 6 in something, and your pool could be 6 if it's full, or it could be as low as 0. But your rating is still 6 regardless. Like you still know how to be a really good at that thing. You've just exhausted some of your ability for the present adventure.
Like if I can make an example,
Mm-hmm.
if you're a photography of 3, you can snap a great photo, but if you got no points, gotta film, dog.
Well, no, it's not even necessarily that. Even if you have a pool of 0, if you have an investigative ability and you're in the right place, like you've gone to a location where a clue can be found, and you ask for a clue using the correct investigative ability, you get a clue, period, even if your pool is at 0. But if you can spend points, it might be better. So if you're trying to snap some photos of some suspicious activity going down, for instance, and you have a photography rating of 3, but a pool of 0, you get at least a couple of useful photos. But if you're able to spend points in that pool, you might get some highly detailed photos that reveal more than you would get otherwise, right?
Yes, that makes sense.
So that's how that works. And then, again, for general abilities, you just spend points to just get bonuses to the rolls. Pretty straightforward. There's a third type of ability, which is sort of in-betweenish, which is your interpersonal abilities. Interpersonal abilities sometimes just work, sometimes don't. Usually just work. And again, the extent to which they work is going to be emphasized by how many points you spend out of your pool. So if you have, let's say, the interpersonal ability gossip, and you see some people, in the cafeteria talking about things that are relevant to the mystery, you can always walk over and get a little information out of them using gossip. But if you spend points out of that pool, you might get a lot of information. So that's how that works. But where interpersonal differs from investigative is that sometimes you will do social combat, and you can use some of your interpersonal skills to help with social combat. Social combat in the rules is called a throwdown, and it's the most common type of combat in this game.
No, Stacy's.
There is also fighting, but there probably won't be a lot of that. But you know, it's high school. You might occasionally have to punch out a jock or something. So that's like the basics of how characters are built. There you have a number of points to spend. You have 5 investigative points, 8 interpersonal points, 40 general points. You start with a rating of 4 and cool also. And you have 12 relationship points. Relationship points, basically, you can have other characters that you have some kind of relationship to. It could be a friend, a parent, a mentor, someone that's able to provide you with useful things. You spend those points to sort of exercise that, but it puts strain on your relationship. If that relationship reaches 0, they don't really want to hang out with you right now. You know what I mean? Like, they're kind of done with your ass at the moment. So you're going to want to try to find ways to get some relationship points back from time to time, or, you know, improve your relationships with characters from time to time, especially if we do this as a long-term thing. I wouldn't worry about that much tonight. So that's like the basics of how a character works mechanically in this game. Sometimes you roll a die, sometimes you don't. Often you spend points out of a pool. When that pool reaches 0, it stays at 0 until we reach the end of the adventure and it refreshes. Is I believe the mechanic. I'm still a little new to this game too. And then also you'll get opportunities at the end of each adventure to add more points. Any questions about any of that from y'all? Box? You're muted.
What value do they start at?
They start at the max value. So whatever your rating is, that's where the pool starts.
Okay.
And what are the maximum values on each of these categories?
8.
It's your rating. 8.
No, I mean like
Ooh.
not like the total amount per subcategory. I mean like the maximum value of a rating.
8.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can have up to 8 in a rating.
Dang.
That's a lot. Yeah, I thought it was up to 3 for the non-general ones. That's very different.
Yeah, and then like I said, if you don't want to spend all of your points right now, you don't have to. We can discover things about your character as we go. That's okay too.
Nope, Franz Berger is a fully realized character already.
But
yeah, I've just been writing things down.
In a minute here, we'll go around and start introducing the characters, figuring out who they are and how they know each other and stuff like that. But let's also start talking about the town where these mysteries are going to take place. So, this is like going to be a smallish town of like roughly 15 to 40,000 people. I've already arbitrarily decided that the year that the game takes place in is 1990, so keep that in mind. It wasn't arbitrary at all, but so it's going to be some town, 1990, population of, you know, a couple tens of thousands. So like big enough that, you know, not everybody knows everybody, but
Bloodsport, Michigan.
Enough that
I'm saying it right now.
And I also would like this to take place in a low population state for the purposes of reasons. So let's start making this town together.
Bloodsport, Michigan.
It's in the Upper Peninsula. It's kind of, you know.
You know what? I'm into this name at this point.
It was originally a Mormon settlement.
Right, for about the 6 weeks that the Mormons were in Michigan before being driven out.
By all the noble
by the local
noble natives.
Kumite.
All right, so Bloodsport, Michigan.
Or Gemini Valley.
Town of about 15,000 people, let's say.
All right, I'm writing
That's
this
a lot of
down.
people. That's so many. What about like?
I mean, that involves the suburbs.
That's like
What
the
about, like,
recommended.
4,000?
No, 15,000. It's like I said, it's supposed to be about 15 to 40,000. What we're looking for. So
All right.
You gotta be able to have like a graduating class of like at least 40 kids, right? So you gotta be able to have a high school.
Back in the 1970s, there was a small cult in Bloodsport.
Oh, there were several. There were
Yeah.
at least 4.
In
So
the
the town-
end, there was one small
the
cult.
town of Bloodsport.
Y'all keep acting
Michigan.
like there's no colds now.
What's the name of the high school that you all go to?
Robert E.
Rotten
Lee.
apple. I don't know.
Rodney Apple High School.
Rodney Apple High
Rodney
School.
Apple High School.
Rodney Apple High. I'm
Rodney
down.
Appleton.
Nah, Rodney Apple.
Okay.
Who was he? Who was Rodney Apple? Someone remind me.
Rodney Apple was a Confederate soldier who betrayed the Confederacy in order to deliver Gemini Valley to the Union.
Gemini Valley is the county where Bloodsport,
Yeah.
Michigan resides,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It is not a
Okay,
dry
I'm right.
county.
I'm
hence all the
making a note of all of this. It's all very important. Okay.
It was a dry county up until the 1930s. And when Prohibition was lifted, they just decided, fuck it.
It's some vague wording led to being repealed in the county. Nobody
Alright,
actually
so
voted on it.
the town is Bloodsport, Michigan. Y'all go to Rodney Apple High School, which is where you spend a lot of your time. So let's start talking about locations around the school and the town. So I'm going to show you the sheet just to make this as clear as possible. There's 4 categories of locations: school, around town, adult world, and risky areas. School, the areas by default have a rating of 0. Around town also default rating of 0. Adult world areas have a default rating of 1. Risky areas have a default rating of 2. This is the amount of cool that you will generally need to spend to get into these places.
Okay.
Sometimes a relationship can substitute for this or other
Cool.
things.
Cool.
And
I have
cool
ideas.
Can go up to 10.
Huh?
Cool can go up to 10.
I think so.
I believe
Yeah,
that's the.
If you get up that high in cool, and you are like prom king.
Okay. So I got one. Adult world, sausage Jimmy's. You need a cool of 6 to enter. It's a gentleman's club.
I'm not
Right
sure about
next
the
door-
6 to enter, but Sausage Jimmy's is being written down.
It shares a building with Jimmy's Sausage, which is a meat packing preparation enthusiast.
It's just a
Like,
butcher's.
place.
Yeah.
No, it's not a butcher. It's a DIY butcher place. It's like one of those like brewery.
Like
places.
where you bring your own
I want
cattle.
location suggestions from everyone
Yep.
for this.
I
all
got
right?
one.
So again, we need locations at the school. We need locations that are around town that are readily accessible. We need locations that are kind of from the adult part of town, and then we need risky areas, which are places that are, these are dangerous beyond just the fact that you're not really supposed to be there as a teenager.
Well, next to school, we got to have Quimbles, which is where we all buy our trading cards and marbles and jacks and shit.
Mhm.
Okay.
Coffee shop.
Okay.
It actually has a negative cool rating.
So Quimbles
No, because you can also buy sodas there.
is where you get your magic cards. All right. So we've got Sausage Jimmy's, we got Quimbles. GF Chan, you got one for us?
Some kind of garage where all the old hairy dudes go to shoot bottles. You could get shot pretty easily if you're in the way.
Okay, so
That's
there's
dangerous.
like an auto mechanic shop where like
Yeah.
old guys hang out
Yeah.
and it's a little sketchy.
Mhm.
That's an adult world, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Risk
need
placement.
a malt
Or risky?
shop / arcade sort of thing, right?
Oh yeah,
on, we need a
the
name for
arcade in
this.
the movie
What's
theater.
the name
We
for
need
the
a name
garage?
for this sketchy garage.
Old Hunksky.
It's gotta be Grusty's.
Grusty's. It's
All right,
Grusty's.
Grusty's. So Grusty's is risky. This is
Grusty's.
beyond just adult area. This
Yeah,
is
because they have a
risky.
gun.
Mm-hmm.
Where the
Grusty's
bikers
does
hang
crimes
out.
and has a dog.
It's like
we're
one
all
of those
sure.
places where you can get your car worked on or get a concealed carry
Yeah.
license.
Yeah.
I've been to a place that's
Yeah.
literally like this.
That's
So,
what I'm talking about.
okay,
That's horrible.
Mole, you were saying we need an arcade.
Sure. Yeah, we gotta have one.
Okay,
Um,
anybody got a name for the town arcade?
The golden coin.
Zoop. Ooh,
Golden Coin?
What about
All right.
what about Zoops?
I think that we already have like 7 names that are just like a name apostrophe S. It's the Golden Coin.
All right, I call it Zoops. That's why I don't have any friends though.
Franz, Al, well, Joe. I don't know what to call you. Your name's still Al on here.
Yeah, I don't have a character.
The old quarry where the scary homeless guy is.
Is that a risky area?
Yeah, I would say that's a risky area. The
Okay,
dude has,
old
it's
like,
just
3 teeth.
the old quarry.
Old quarry.
where the scary homeless guy is.
All right, Joe, you got a location for us for around town?
I don't really have any ideas. I'm trying to figure out how to change my name. 1 second.
You go.
All right, we'll
on
keep
to-
thinking. We're gonna keep
Okay.
going around, do a few rounds of this. So let's keep it going. Crimes, you got another one? We don't have any at the school yet. So y'all need to pick it up.
Locations at the school?
Yes, the school is a whole category, you fuckers, and if you don't come up with them, I will.
Oh, well,
What?
Jason's
The
Deli, of
rural
course.
school. We had school. That was the fucking location,
Oh,
right?
it's the
I don't know
meatball
about-
shop that you
No,
buy
no,
your,
I'm
your lunch
talking about like we need like the gym, the
Oh.
biology lab,
The playground
The
where
band
all of
room.
the older kids
the
smoke.
band room. No,
The
we're
band
gonna-
room has a coolness rating of 8.
Okay.
All right, so band room. So band room I will say band room has a coolness rating of 1. Because if you're not a band kid, you're not supposed to be in there, but they might let you in if you're cool, right?
The
Yeah.
actual theater. of course.
or you promise to be their
Fire
friend.
room, then.
Oh, there's
Behind
gotta
the
be
dumpster.
Wheelson's boiler basement.
School?
Oh, we need a boiler room.
A handful of
Yeah.
interesting ones for our game
Okay.
that we like.
The under
We
the
need
stairs spot.
yeah.
The under the stairs spot. Yeah.
Behind the dumpster
Oh
where
yeah,
they
under
smoke.
the stairs. The janitor Weir, who I happen to be good friends
Does
with.
under the stairs require any cool? Or
No.
is that just
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
that's like
Yeah.
a medium cool at least.
Thanks, Kenzo. We're just
Hey.
playing tabletop.
Sort of.
For everybody showing up, we are
We're
playing
making a.
Bubblegum Shoe.
Oh.
It is a game where
we
teenagers
should-
investigate mysteries. And
We should ask these guys.
what?
We should ask these guys for locations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let me just tell you what we're doing right now. So again, we're playing Bubblegum Shoe. It is a game where teenagers solve mysteries in a small town, and we are coming up
Yeah.
with locations around the town, around the school, around the town, etc. So in chat, if y'all want to come up with places that teenagers might hang out, or
In the
that
town.
they might need to go to solve a mystery,
Yeah.
either one.
For context, the town is named Bloodsport, Michigan, in Gemini Valley County.
Shocks.
Jack's box.
That's just like a closet that nobody uses.
Yeah, I was
Wait,
thinking it
you
was
just
like
built
it's what are those old it's where you put the coins in and you get your laundry tumbled and stuff. I don't fucking remember the name
It's
of
not
it.
Laundromat?
Laundromat. That's the fucking word for it.
Okay, Jack's box is a laundromat.
I feel like this would be a risky play.
No, it's just a place.
This needs to be like somewhere natural. It's where a
but
tree
does under
grows.
the stairs, does under the stairs require some cool?
Yes, it's like
Yeah,
medium
4.
coolness.
4.
Yeah, absolutely medium
It's
cool.
gonna be
Yeah.
1 or 2, Mole.
Two
if you
cool.
wanna
Make it
start
two
giving realistic numbers.
It's cooler than the band room. Yeah.
From the comments, we've got
Ooh,
a
that's a
cemetery
good
or a
idea.
graveyard. I love that idea.
Yeah, the cemetery where
Yeah.
all the like goth kids hang out at night.
Does that
Cheeky
require
graves.
one, or is that just a place you can go?
This is the place you could go.
Okay.
Here they lie graveyard.
How about the Jaeger Bon
Graves.
Memorial Graveyard?
It'll be the Saint
Okay.
Jagerbong Memorial Graveyard.
Maximum T Jaeger.
Just like a junkyard. I feel like there would be a junkyard in this town.
That feels
It's
like
gotta be a
Adult World.
junkyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beside the mechanic.
What's an abandoned like an abandoned mine or maybe a lumber yard?
Well, we already
Something
have
like
the
that.
quarry where the scary homeless
Ooh,
guy
let's
lives.
have a lumber yard.
Oh, what was
Like
the
an
name of that
abandoned lumber
excellent
camp.
cave? Franz, you had
Okay,
a
so
good one
risky
earlier.
areas, abandoned lumber camp.
Yeah.
Oh shit! What was the cave? Oh,
Enigma
That's gross.
Cavern. That's what it was.
yeah.
Okay, slow y'all's roll for just a second. I gotta
No.
add under the stairs. We still need more school spots. Under the
Uh,
stairs.
Pottery Club.
Enigma
Pottery Club.
Basement. Pottery Club.
Do we have the boiler room yet?
No, boiler room is gonna be a too cool, right? Like that's hard
Yeah.
to get into.
Yeah.
How about the theater storage garage?
Okay.
Wait,
Theater
but we
storage.
start
right?
with
It's like a
4
big,
cool.
tall garage.
No,
Don't we
you
expect-
spend that. Like you spend that out of a pool.
Well, I'm
to
very
go
confused
there.
now.
Yeah, so like if you have 4 cool, and then again you can increase that rating with your general ability points. If you have 4 cool, you would spend that
yeah,
out of
because
a
it's
pool
a
to
general
go to one of these
ability. I
places.
understand. I
Yeah, yeah.
understand.
So
Yeah.
boiler room costs you 2 cool to get into just to go there one
Gotcha.
time, and then your
So,
pool is down.
You
half
don't
it.
want to burn your whole pool on one place.
No, no, not at all.
Can I use my general abilities pool to add to my cool pool?
Because I'm starting with 8 cool. I'm very cool.
Yeah, it's
Just to
general
one up you, I'm
abilities
going to
points.
start with 9.
It's
You
general
can't.
abilities
It's
points.
impossible.
Wait, how are you starting with 8 cool?
Because it's
That
general
doesn't-
abilities points. You start with 4, and then you can add more up to 10 total if you want.
Oh.
to add
I have
general
5.
abilities points.
Ooh, let's listen to what KX29 says. We can buy followers to become
Noel
famous.
has put all of his
I
points
feel
into
like
his
that
cool.
is the theater storage, though. That's where all the cool drama kids go to hang out.
Yeah.
Oh,
cool
wait, I got
drama
a
kids.
suggestion for the cool theater
Sure.
spot. It's the catwalk.
Oh shit! You could get up on the
Oh,
catwalk.
That was when I was in high
Yeah,
school
you're
at
not
my
supposed
first
to be
school,
there.
not at the second one because we didn't have a cool catwalk at the second one. But at
Yeah.
the first one, we had a huge cool catwalk, and that was the place to fucking do drugs and stuff.
Yeah, like 7 kids have died there. Died falling off of it like
There's
over the
definitely
years.
the
It's-
ghost of Josh there for sure.
You're not allowed to be there.
I heard
Club,
Evan
you do not
sold
need to be
double
cool
meth
to go
up
hang out in
there.
the Pottery Club room. Just gonna specify that.
You walk in and they have like clay war paint on, and you're like, "What are you guys up to?"
Let's get a few more locations, especially for the school, and then we'll wrap this up.
How about like a safe teacher's room, like Mrs. Shaw's room or whatever? She's just like the cool teacher. You could always go to her room. It's always unlocked. Just like desks.
All right, Mrs. Shaw's room. She's just cool.
She's just cool like that.
Yeah.
I know that this is a high school, but there's swings.
I mean,
The
Yeah.
administration bought them and nobody uses them.
aren't there playgrounds at high schools? Are
A
there
lot of times
are there
there's, like, a
playgrounds at high
tiny
schools?
A lot of times there's like a teeny tiny bit of disused playground equipment. I imagine
What
this is like
about-
that.
What about a groundskeeper's shed?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Wheeler, the groundskeeper.
Okay, so the groundskeeper.
Definitely
shed-
not Scottish.
One time I heard that Tommy and Cassidy made out in Wheeler's shed, and then they got caught and they were suspended for 3 weeks. And
I heard the
they
Wheeler
both
shed.
got
making out?
grounded.
The groundskeeper shed is another too cool spot. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
All right, I like this town so far.
What about like an abandoned bathroom, like a roped off bathroom? It's
Oh, like the third floor.
Okay.
third
Yeah,
floor
the sex
bathroom.
bathroom.
Yeah, the third floor bathroom.
The bathroom where all the horny kids make out.
Yeah.
Look, guys,
it's too far away to actually go to in between
Abandoned
classes.
third floor bathroom.
Why do we
need,
keep
like, a
making all these
makeout
theater kid
point.
hangouts? This is ridiculous.
Made up
The
like
pool on
10
the roof.
makeout
Just made
points.
the-
We don't need any more makeout points. We need like mystery solving rooms.
Yeah, the
Alright.
mystery
Well,
is
the
who
mystery
is
is how to get
giving
the match.
everyone mono.
Why do people
hold on.
Oh no.
Joe, academic is investigative. They just typoed that on the character sheet. We don't know why.
Oh, we lost Joe.
So hold on.
Yeah, they're used interchangeably.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody's telling me one thing and I'm getting another thing.
All right, I'm gonna go over the points again because we're gonna keep working on characters through this as we figure out the town. It's gonna help us figure out these characters. So again, the points for your characters, you don't have to spend them all right now, are 5 points in investigative abilities, 8 points in interpersonal abilities, 12 points in relationships, 40 points in general abilities, and your cool starts at 4.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So 5 in general abilities.
No, 5 in investigative. It's also in
Investigative is
tabletop, yeah.
academic. They're the same thing.
Yeah.
They just used the wrong word sometimes and made it confusing.
Why did they do
Like-
this to it?
Because they're bad
Because they
people.
didn't proofread. That's all.
Okay. I'm gonna redo my whole sheet real quick.
I mean, as a side note, I do want to point out that you don't have to spend all of your points. You can leave
Yes.
some in reserve and just kind of like bust out later and be like, oh yeah, no, it turns out that nicotine, as well as doing a lot of drugs, is also real good at cars. It turns out they've got like points in that.
Just for the record, if you have a drive of 0, just as for instance, it doesn't mean that you can't drive a car. It just means that you're not capable of doing more than driving to the store, right? Just so y'all understand that. Like having a lack of an ability doesn't mean you're an idiot who can't like do a basic thing. All right, I'm gonna add another school location, which is this is one of those schools with outdoor lockers.
Ugh.
What?
Oh, nice.
Imagine having outdoor lockers in the winter in
Terrible.
Bloodsport, Michigan. That's where all the freshmen get their lock.
The freshman lockers are the outdoor. There's some indoor lockers, but you can't get one of those if you're a
All the
freshman.
seniors.
Yeah,
And
you
you're
get
all
them only when
freshmen.
you're a
That was
senior.
clear.
Oh no.
Oh no, it was very clear. For the record, Franz Berger does have a 5 in driving because they've driven on the Autobahn. Just saying
I
that.
thought that was myth.
Also, he has high first aid because you have
Any
to
more
pass the first
locations
aid
around
class.
town, adult world, risky areas, school? Anyone got any other ideas before we move on? And wrap
What
this up?
about the sex toy shop?
We don't need any more sexual things.
We don't need it. You were the one who said we don't need any
I said
more.
we don't need any more makeout points.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
The liquor store that's really not that choosy about your fake ID.
What's it called?
Flanagan's Sack.
Flanagan's.
No.
Flanagan's
You
Jug.
call it Mickey
Ulysses by James Joyce.
No, Ulysses by James Joyce
Wait,
is
what
the
was your
magic
suggestion
shop.
again? I missed that.
It's Mickey Flanagan's. That's actually the name of the fucking thing. Slipping a Mickey.
Oh god.
All right, we're going with Mickey's Jug.
Oh god.
Because that's
Mickey's
the catchiest
Jug.
sounding name I could.
Jugs O' Mickey.
Yeah, Rebecca Mickey really had a bad time when she hit puberty back in middle school because boy did people keep making that
Mole,
joke.
did you have a
So
location?
did Rebecca Black.
Well, going off what Franz said, Ulysses by James Joyce is the magic shop.
I thought we already had we have a magic shop.
We have a hobby shop.
No, that's a hobby shop,
We're talking
the
an
magic shop is
illusion
different.
store.
The
and it's
hobby
magic.
God.
It's magic with a CK.
The Nobby Hobby.
Oh, it's like that.
They sell crystals, but also flash powder.
Is that an adult world or is that just around town?
I think it's just around town.
It's around town.
Right?
Like, it's kind of intimidating to go in, but again, it is a store. They don't like
They
sell
they
age
they
limited
sell
things.
both pewter dragon sculptures, but also like the trick wands that turn into a bouquet of flowers.
Got it.
What's
Okay,
what are we lacking in?
Does anyone have anything else, or I mean, we can come up with more as we play, but this is a decent list. Does anyone have anything else though on their mind?
I would like to nominate chat for just like future location items as plot progresses. Please just keep throwing those at us.
Always keep throwing them at us. Okay, so we've got some locations around town. So y'all go to Rodney Apple High School. You can write that on your character sheet. And you might also notice on your character sheet, there's a few other things near the top there. After school, there's your class. That is not like your year in school. That's your social class.
Oh.
So
social class, foreign exchange.
So like if you want to be like working class, or if you want to be like, bougie or something in between or something else, or like whatever. Like pick your character's social class. What kind of...
I'm going with mediocre.
So you come from like just like middle class.
No, Freddie is currently in math class.
And like think don't just write something down. Think about what that means. Like what your parents are like, what kind of neighborhood you live in, Click is like, who are the people that you spend most of your time with? Like, what is that crowd? Club is what is a activity that you do that's outside of your normal clique and class. Drive is what is it that motivates you to want to solve mysteries? A lot of teenagers don't have the patience for fucking spending all of their free time trying to solve some weird mystery, but you do. And that drive is going to explain why. And then your story arc is what's like a bigger thing that's not solving a mystery, that's something that your character would like to accomplish. Maybe you want to get your learner's permit. Maybe you want to help your dad get remarried because he's been divorced for a long time. He's really depressed. Maybe you want to successfully try out for a sports team. Whatever it is, just write it down. Your story arc, if you complete it, we just come up with a new one. So, while we're doing, as you're starting to come up with your ideas for your class, clique, club, don't just do this in your head. Do this out loud, and also start to think about how your characters know each other. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and introduce the characters as you have them at the moment. We'll start with Crimes. Crimes, introduce your character in his current state. It's okay if he's still a little unformed.
Crime scener man. He's a lower middle class dude. His dad really wants him to be a detective / cop. And unfortunately, this has resulted in him sort of being unable to resist a mystery. Not because he wants to be one, but just because he's sort of like Pavlovianly trained to investigate. His club outside of his normal clique, he's track and field. He does a lot of, cross-country running and things. And his clique is he hangs out a lot with like the school paper kids and the kids that like do the yearbook. Like he's not cool. People know Crime Seaman, but nobody invites Crime Seaman to parties.
All right, so Crimes thinks he's cool, but he is not.
Yeah, his story arc is he wants to go to a rager. Crimes wants to go to one rager.
All right.
Crimes will do anything to go to a rager.
Like a real, it's got to be a real rager too.
Yeah. Not like the parents have to be out of the house. There has to be a keg. Like it has to be a rager.
Yeah. Okay.
A rave would suffice, but not ideal.
No.
August. Introduce your character as she stands right now. Or he. I don't know. I don't mean to judge.
It's so good.
Augustus.
I'm gonna go with August down here. She's a rich bitch in the theater department and choir and all that stuff. But she actually lives in a trailer park and gets off at the bus in the rich neighborhood, and the trailer park's like on the other side of the fence and like waits till everybody leaves and then hops the fence and goes home. So everybody thinks she lives in the rich neighborhood.
Oh,
Uh,
I see.
yeah. So she's, acting like she's more than she is. And she's a long distance runner for her club. And, Click is like theater choir people. And her drive is she wants to get fucking rich. She kind of sells edibles on the lowdown. So she's pious.
Yeah, but considering this is the 90s, it's
Why does she
like
solve mysteries?
Your drive is supposed to be why you solve mysteries.
Hmm.
You gotta
Okay.
figure that out.
I gotta figure that out.
August
I
is
wanna do
definitely
Juilliard,
crimes
which
dealer.
was Juilliard on the moon.
Juilliard on the moon. August for sure sells edibles to crime scenermen. That's just it's a thing.
Yeah.
Like Zoink.
You know where I
man.
live, but you're like the only one, and I don't acknowledge you at school.
Yeah, it sucks.
What up,
All
Brandyn?
right, I'll figure out my drive eventually.
Yeah, your drive is why you solve mysteries.
Maybe like one of my parents died like really horrifically, and the crime scene never got solved. So I just like want to fix it.
Is that what you're going with?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
You
that.
secretly
I'm gonna go
wanna
with
do
August
that, man.
cold
Dad
case
got like
down.
gruesomely murdered from like a bad drug deal or something like that.
But
like,
what
they
if
never
you're just trying to scoop the crime and like pull off the scam of the people that you're upending, so that you can get rich?
All right, let's go to
Maybe
Nick
that too.
next. Nick, introduce your character as he currently
All
exists.
right. I am nicotine. I go to Rodney Apple High School. I come from a very poor family. I come from the poor side of town. People always talk trash about my living situation as well as my parents, who are both drunk all the time. It's kind of depressing. I run with the punks. That's my clique. The club I hang out with is the boxing club, and my drive mostly has to do with getting out of this podunk town so I can go make it rich somewhere. I know I have the smarts. It's just I've been punched in the head one too many times.
So you like
Yeah.
kind of want to like solve crimes so you can get some skills
Well,
so that you could maybe be a detective, like get a
again-
good job, get out of here.
Again, drive is why you solve mysteries. So
Why I
come up
solve
with-
mysteries.
Yeah, so come up with a why you solve mysteries. That's your drive. We'll come back to that though. Franz, introduce your character as he currently exists.
Yeah, so I'm Franz Berger. I am a foreign exchange student from Germany. I love birding, so much so that I'm actually in the senior leadership for the Audubon Society. Because of the accent, I have been placed into the jocks. But what I really want to do in my time here in the States is I just really want to experience the crime culture. And that's why I chose Bloodsport, Michigan.
All right. So yeah, okay. Freddy Spaghetti.
Hey, what's up? My name's Freddy Spaghetti, Paschetti. People call me Spaghetti. I'm just kind of, my parents are, they do okay. Just kind of, okay house, kind of middle class. I hang out with the punks because I'm cool like that, just kind of grunge. In my free time, I'm in the Youth Auto Reclamation Society, which is not a chop shop. It's not a shop shop. Don't worry about that. And I kind of, I really want to start a band, but I don't know how to play any instruments, so I'm working on that. And I just have this sense that there's something going on. I just want to find out what the fuck's going on because there's some weird stuff going on. I gotta know about it. That's why I'm kind of trying to solve crimes because shit's weird, man.
So y'all know each other. Y'all hang out.
I got it figured out for everybody.
Wow, what a crew.
What are some of the ways that you know each other?
I compiled a list and I wrote them by everybody. August, we talked. You're my dealer. You do not acknowledge me at school. Franz, we share positions in school government between school yearbook and being head of the local Audubon Society. Nicotine. My dad, who is a cop, is part of a youth apprentice program and is mentoring you on the side. Spaghetti, you smoke all my weed because you're too tough and you take it. And I am forced to be friends with you.
Well, there was that one time I tried to sell you oregano.
Yeah. It was. I figured it out because we were outside of a pizza shop, and was when I realized I was doomed to be a detective.
Freddie literally took a sandwich baggie, poured the oregano
Poured it
from
on.
the pizza shop into it, then turned around and was like, "Yo, $20 for
I
oregano."
wish
I
I just peeled the label off.
I'm
even
just
do a
so
good job.
impressed by you right now. Wow. Crime had
Look,
a, this is now the
really
standard that y'all are being held to.
Yeah, give us a month in between every session, and we'll have a weird energy going on.
August, how do you know some of these folks?
Well, crime scenerman we already talked about. He knows where I live and that I sell weed and stuff and that I'm not a rich bitch. Nicotine, we smoke cigarettes together outside sometimes. Franz, we dated for like a week and definitely slept together, but I have never told anyone. And Freddie Spaghetti.
You gotta sleep with the foreign exchange student.
I've helped you
Like a
steal
rocket
some cars. in the
Foreign
past
accents
for a
are
little
so
extra cash.
sexy.
I mean, you know.
I've never stolen a car. All the cars are donated. Actually,
I gave a few cars to you
All right,
before.
nicotine. How do you know Franz and Spaghetti? Because those are the only two we haven't covered for you.
I mean, Franz and Spaghetti. I know Franz because I beat him up in the bathroom in the first couple of weeks of classes.
Yeah, it's just like in prison, I hear.
And then I became best friends with him.
Kind of a Vegeta situation.
He was too powerful.
Yeah, he has a very strong uppercut.
it's like it's German Aikido where they just turn your energy against you, and it's very disconcerting.
And then Spaghetti's just an old homie who I live on the same street as Spaghetti. Like, we know each other from childhood.
Oh, you've known each other since you were kids. Yeah.
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 Look, it's the
and
Midwestern
then-
Bronx, okay?
All right. Freddie and Franz.
Um,
That's the only connection we need to make now.
Yeah, so I tried to buy alcohol from Freddie once because, you know, in Germany, you can buy alcohol when you're 16, but not in the States.
Right.
And also, I called him Spatzel because that's the German version of spaghetti.
I took great offense to that. I didn't understand what he was saying. I thought it was a slur.
Okay. Wow.
Also, I would like to issue a correction to my relationship with August. Every day, so the reason that we slept together is because Franz goes to his like exchange house, which is in the rich part of town. And every day he just saw August like staring at him as he like went into the house
Yeah, just like making sure you know.
and thought that August was into him.
That's really funny. I love it. Appearances there. Also the accent, I guess.
We love you too, Brandon. Brandon, you got to join us as a guest player one week. Okay. So, yeah, I think is everyone ready? Is everyone feel ready enough with their character to roll into this?
I have.
Can we go?
I'm
Not.
literally
Yeah,
playing.
I think I distributed the points
Yeah, let's go.
correctly.
Yeah, let's just fucking do it, bro.
Yeah, you can just
Let's
spend your points as
Go!
all right. That's how the game works. If the
Great.
game allows that, so not even an issue.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Yeah,
Oh, we
Yeah,
can
let's
roll
go.
already then.
So, the last few weeks at school have been a little weird. Usually, things in Bloodsport are, pretty quiet. It's just like a shitty Rust Belt town that's economy has been slowly dying. But it's still 1990, so it's not dead yet. And basically, like, life here a lot of times is kind of boring, but other times it can be a little weird. And this week has been turning into one of those times. So you're reaching the latter half of your freshman year, and everybody's starting to itch for summer and to get out of school for a little while. But it seems maybe one classmate might have been itching more than others, because your friend Gabriel has been missing. And the thing is it didn't start with that. It didn't start with Gabriel going missing. The weird stuff started before that. Gabriel went missing yesterday. But it started with one of your teachers taking an unexpected leave of absence. And then at first it sounded like they were just going to be gone a few days. And then it was announced that actually they had been replaced. And there was no clear explanation for why. There was some other weird stuff that happened too. There was a student that got in trouble for some kind of contraband, but it wasn't like the usual stuff, like a weapon or like drugs. It was like they had some kind of computing device, and like a black car showed up that day outside the school. It was very strange. So it's just been kind of a weird week. You're not sure what's going on around here with all this weird shit, but in particular, Gabriel going missing is something that concerns all of you somewhat personally. You may not have all known him personally, but Gabriel was definitely a guy in a lot of clubs. He was a long distance runner. He also always came and helped out with theater tech for every production. He wouldn't be there the whole time, but like when the show was about to go on, he'd come move the set around and stuff. So a lot of you had like seen him somewhere.
For drawings of his persona.
Also, Nick, Gabriel's older brother, would sometimes buy you cigarettes, and Gabriel would bring them to you, and y'all would hang out and smoke and things like. So like he was just someone that y'all knew, and he's just a good guy.
Real salt of the earth.
He was cool.
Now, when I say he's been missing
right.
since yesterday, I mean he was declared missing yesterday. He hasn't been at school since the beginning of the week. It's Wednesday today. And
what season is it, by the way?
It's springtime.
Right.
It's late
Cool.
spring.
Make sure to plant your crops.
You only got about 5-6 weeks left of school. You're like I said, you're all itching to get out of here for the summer.
The leaves are starting to change.
Well, no, the flowers are blooming. It's the other way around, Joe.
The traditional Japanese sakura are in bloom.
Changing to that greenish
They're
color.
changing to green. Yeah, the leaves are starting to change to green.
The leaves are starting to change from not there to there. It's really nice.
Stay gold,
Kind of
pony
just,
boy.
a magical time of year.
Yeah, my
Or
trees
anything
don't
that
have any
happens.
leaves on my street.
But yeah, no, it's late springtime. Lots of stuff's in bloom. Like I said, you won't, it'll soon be summer. But you got to get through a few more weeks of school, and yeah, Gabriel hasn't been here all week. He wasn't here Monday, but you didn't think that much of it then. When he didn't show up on Tuesday, you thought it was a little weird. Tuesday evening, you heard about it on the news, a missing persons case. Has anyone seen this teenager? Please call this number.
Yeah, I saw him 2 weeks ago in math class.
I've been pileless for weeks.
Now it's Wednesday. This is the first day that y'all have had a chance to talk about this at the school, really. So everyone kind of meets up. Where do y'all usually meet up the most? Is it one of the locations that we wrote down? Is it somewhere else?
I think in the pottery room.
Pottery room?
Either that or it's my smoke shack.
I think we hang out at the building or the part of the school most likely to be where we can make bombs. So
Yeah, pottery room. I have been working
Pottery
on
room,
a
you're making bongs in there. Okay.
I've been working on a 3-chambered bubbler for about a month now.
Looking so good.
Yo, it's fine. Miss Cooper's real cool about this stuff.
You folks
Isn't that
are
right,
really
Scooter?
into smoking water pipe.
So the nice thing about the pottery room is that it's almost never monitored. Basically, like the pottery club, because there's nothing like the administrators don't really consider there to be anything in there like that kids would like want to steal or misuse for the most part.
What are kids gonna do with a bunch of
Yes.
clay?
Obviously, kids do find uses for the clay, mostly making pipes and bongs.
Also
Very
making
primitive
grenades
ones
in the
often.
kiln.
But
You guys know
yeah,
about
the
that,
pottery
right?
room-
You can blow stuff up in the kilns. It's fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
The kilns aren't on unless the teachers are there.
Yeah, if you want them to turn the kiln on, then you have to get Miss Cooper in the room. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's the challenge, right? You have to make something decorative enough that Miss Cooper gives the okay to fire it, but it has enough secret compartments in it to put shrapnel into everything. Look, man, it's a whole process. All
She'll
right.
turn it on, but then she'll like leave as long as there's a couple people in the room that she trusts, and then you fire it.
Yeah, it's got a fire for like
you
hours.
just put it in and you say, "Hey, the kiln's full.
Mm.
Come turn
There
it
you go.
on." But then she has to hang out there mostly while it's on. So if you want to talk goss, you actually just want to work wet clay and not turn the kilns on. That's the
Yeah,
that's the
so-
real secret of pottery club.
Yeah.
Freddy's
So,
Spaghetti is just like he's been working on this bubbler for a month now, and it's been glazed, it's been fired, he's taking it out. It's perfect. I'll call it Galileo.
bro.
oh, is it because you're
Quick,
gonna
put
see
it
the
away. She's
stars?
coming back.
No, she's not.
It's
You're-
not a
Fired,
pun.
she knows.
It's not a pun, I just think it's a cool name.
That's fair, man.
Look,
That's fair.
Miss Cooper wears feathers in her hair. She knows. She's down.
She's down like
This is fine.
Guys, did you hear about Gabriel? Do you know what happened to him?
I don't know what happened to him, but he hasn't been around a bit. I've been ding dong list for days.
I don't know what's been up with him.
I-
He's just kind of dropped off the map, man.
Like, who saw him last?
That's a good question. I bet if
I
he
don't
asked
know.
around, we can find out.
Yeah, who did see him last? Can we find out somehow?
Well, what y'all knew Gabriel, so this is something that
Yeah,
you would
but
just potentially
The kid
know.
didn't
What-
hang with us though. Gabe hung with a different clique. I don't know who it was though.
I'm saying, yeah. What was the main group that Gabriel hung out with? Where was the main place he hung out?
What kind of person was he again? Just cool dude.
He was just an overall nice guy.
Wasn't he with
Where's
the
an
farming
overall
club
nice
or
guy?
He
whatever?
was like a slightly
APA?
jockey,
Yeah,
nice
kinda jockey.
guy.
Is he in running club with me?
Yeah, he was in running club.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
So
he
I
spent a
was
lot of time
the
doing
last person to see him.
Or stuff, so probably the farm kids maybe.
Probably the
Well, like,
farm.
was he at practice on Thursday or
Oh
Friday?
yeah, was it FFA? Was the Future Farmer of America kids?
Or-
Was that his main crowd?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
there you
I
go.
think that was them.
Okay, so where do the FFA kids hang out? Let's come up
I
with
mean,
a
by the barn.
Duh. With
Well,
the
does your
cows.
high school have? Well, it is Montana. Yeah,
Yeah.
Your
I'm
high,
sure we got a field.
your high school probably has like an actual
At the
like,
ag-
serious
the ag
FFA
building.
program. Yeah.
We
Okay.
converted.
It
We
smells
converted the
terrible.
football field
So
seasonally.
there's the it's called something like the teaching barn or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just-
Gabriel, he kind of lived in town, but he just really liked the goats, man. He just loved those goats.
You know.
Whoa.
I've had to draw so many notes for ding dongs. It's ridiculous.
All right, so there's the school demo barn.
What?
Yeah.
Hold up.
It's the demonstration barn.
Yeah, it's where
he
like
just-
the home ec and ag class meets.
Yeah. And
Yeah, he just liked the goats, man. He
they
just
do
thought they were cool.
demonstration- They do
Okay.
demonstration agriculture there with.
Don't
the
read
FFA
into it.
Don't get
Um,
weird about
so-
things, dude.
You said it weird.
You can just like goats. You can just think they're cool and want to hang out with
They got-
them. It's
They
fine.
have very strict. I cannot
I'm
do a
sure
German
that's
accent.
satanic.
This is
So the demo barn is where like the FFA kids hang out the most. And those would have probably been the last people to see him, or it might have been the track team was the last people to see him, because y'all have practices on like Fridays, right? So like you would have seen him Friday probably.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
those might be some places where people would have seen him last. I don't know.
I say we go break some legs at the track.
I mean,
I mean, we probably don't have to break any legs. We can probably just talk to people. You know, people are pretty nice around here. We can just kind of just
Yeah.
ask
It's
questions.
absolutely sickening. I thought that a place named Bloodsport would be a lot more terrifying.
Well, let's go to the barn and the
that's
couch and
just-
take you in the head. How about that?
That's just the media, man. That's just what the media is telling you.
All right, guys, you're getting off topic. Here's what we do: we should go and talk to Steve, the captain of the jousting team. It's the closest mix between force and track and field that we got here at the school.
We have a jousting team?
No, the
Yeah, we got a jousting team.
I'm on the track team. I was
Look.
at practice on Friday. He was there. He seemed okay. I don't know. I don't really talk to him that much.
I could give you a clue about practice on Friday, but you would have to maybe spend a point out of an interpersonal skill. That
Okay. Such as.
or
I put all my points into intimidation, so I don't know.
you'd have to tell me. you
What,
know, maybe
gossip?
If you, yeah, I mean, you have to justify
Something?
it. Yeah, you have to tell me.
All right. Well, I heard from
Emily.
Joey Mildew or whatever.
Emily Mildewson.
that
Joey Mildew.
I gossiped
Joey
with
and
Joey
Emily
Mildew.
Mildew, they're siblings.
Fraternal
So
twins.
Gabriel left early on Friday. He left practice early on Friday, and you
Oh.
asked Joey Mildew, "Hey, do you know what's up?" Because you know that Joey and Gabriel like hang out a lot.
Yeah.
And Joey Mildew was like, Gabriel told me that that I shouldn't expect to see him all weekend for any of the events. But I don't know what's up. He just ran off and told me he's going to be gone all weekend. So
Were his parents gone over the weekend?
Gabriel's
Does
parents.
Joey know? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, interestingly, now that you mention it, Gabriel's parents have been out of the country since 2 weeks ago,
In
and
Germany.
his uncle has been keeping an eye on him, quote unquote. But realistically, you know that he's
alone.
been alone some at the house.
I
Is
guess
this
we
a
should go
parent
to his
exchange
house
program?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
that- That rager on Saturday was totally brutal, guys.
So wait, you were there on
Oh,
Saturday?
man.
Who wasn't there? I mean, everyone
Oh,
was
man.
invited, I thought.
Yeah, I
Oh,
heard about it, but
man.
it seemed kind of lame.
Yeah.
It was a
Seemed kinda
total
lame.
rager.
I
We
was
don't even
smoking
have
with
parties that good in
Halloween.
Germany. We had
Yeah.
17 bottles of schnapps, and they even had Ubeldachten Schneigendagen.
This is why you're dumb if you're drinking 17 bottles.
All right, we're gonna go to Gabriel's house. We're gonna check out what's over there.
Yeah, this seems like
Okay,
a good.
y'all want to go to Gabriel's house?
Yeah.
So class is in session right now.
Oh shit.
You didn't tell us we were playing hooky.
So, do y'all want to just take off out of school and play?
I'll
This
hooky?
play
is too important.
The rest
Something's
of
going
class
on
is-
here.
And then go to the barn and then go to his house after school.
Me and Freddie will skip class.
No,
No.
that sounds like a good. We should check out the barn, see if there's anything going on there,
Yeah,
and then
check
wait
for
until after
clues.
school.
Okay.
All right, fine.
So,
I can skip math. That's not important. Let's go.
okay.
We're skipping 5th period.
I sneak out.
So y'all are gonna wait. So, are y'all gonna skip your last period class to go to his house early?
Go to the barn. So we're still at school, technically.
So y'all agree to skip your
just a
last
lame
period
part.
class and go to the barn?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I don't know.
This is
Yeah.
gonna cost all of you 1 cool from your cool point pool.
One cool. Oh no,
My cool pool.
it's fine. I got cool to spare.
Yeah, Freddy's really cool. With a
So
name like
wait.
Spaghetti, you're either really cool or a super loser.
People are scared of me because
So I had 10 in the pool. Do I just take it down to 9? Okay.
Well, your rating stays 10, but your pool goes down to 9. How much cool you have available?
Okay.
And I don't really know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yours is 4 minimum.
Yeah, I got that, but I have 40 points I could spend on it. But I'm just gonna mark
Wait,
it.
what's 8 the limit of then? Is that just our interpersonal investigative abilities?
Yeah.
Interpersonal is 8. Yeah.
Okay,
40
but
is
general
general.
abilities can be up to 10.
Yeah.
Ah.
Or maybe it's up to 10 for all of them. I might be wrong. It might be up to 10 for all of them.
I think it's probably up to 8 for all of them then.
I didn't spend all
Wait.
my points because crimes.
You can only
Scenerman's
be
not that
8 cool.
I think the limit's 8 for all of them.
Okay.
That's all.
On general?
skills. Just all.
Wait, difficulty numbers.
So your rating can't be more
range
than
from
8 on
2
anything.
to 8.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So I
gotta
think-
edit this whole thing again.
Do you have to change your whole character sheet again?
I think. Hold on. Let me make sure we get this right. It's our first time playing this game, so we better get it right.
Next game, you're just like, all right, everybody, drop your cool by 20. You can't have 40 cool. Sorry, fuck you.
You can't have 40 cool.
Like I
No
remember
one's
that like
that
cool
cool.
is also like a social status around school kind of thing. Like they're or maybe you can take them as perks.
What does 40 cool even look like? Who's 40 cool? Is that like
8 or above is like school royalty, supposedly.
that's like the president's
Justin
club or whatever?
Timberlake.
I don't
It's
think
the
there is a
90s.
limit.
Justin Timberlake's 40 cool.
You can be
All
40
right,
cool?
awesome. Then
I don't think
I'm
there is a
fine.
limit.
I'm not
Be
editing this
44
anymore.
cool, actually,
That's fair.
right?
Yeah, it just okay. Yeah, so basically, if you have 8 or more points in something, it means that you really excel at that. But you could just keep stacking. If you just want to have an infinite pool of driving points, that's
That's funny.
that's for you to decide.
44
Cool, then.
cool. is
I'm
like
cooler than
flat
Freddy.
or whatever.
Nick is actually the coolest now.
I'm still the coolest for some reason. These cigarettes.
I haven't
They just
spent mine
make me
yet. I don't
cool.
know how cool I am.
Yeah, we
yet.
don't know. August's coolness is undetermined.
I am a theater nerd, so I can't be that cool.
You're also trailer park trash, so you can't be that cool either.
But I'm a like weed brownie dealer, so I'm a little bit cool.
Yeah, but it's the
Also, I give
90s.
them
It's
that.
like
All right,
bad.
so everyone spend a cool and you head to the barn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at the barn, there's some of the FFA kids, including Rebecca. She's one of the like most serious kids in the in
Rebecca
this.
Black?
No, Rebecca Milker, remember?
Yeah, whatever the name of the place is.
Oh,
The
yeah,
liquor
Yeah,
store.
of the jugs.
The jugs.
Mickey? Rebecca
Mickey,
Mickey.
Rebecca
Rebecca
Mickey.
Mickey.
Rebecca Mickey. Yeah, so Rebecca Mickey, she's one of the big people in FFA, and she's hanging around with some other kids, and they're outside the barn, just like drinking sodas and talking shit and like playing cards. When you roll up, they're playing that game where you slap each other's hands.
Ah, yes. Egyptian rat fuck, right?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So
This game's a lot cooler than Pachinko on.
Hey,
So-
France, you know that game where we punch each other? You know about this game where we punch each other in the face really hard?
Yeah, come here.
You know that if
Smack
your
the
hand is bigger than
homosexual.
your face, you have cancer.
Yeah, that's the one, Franz. But I feel like we should call it something else. Maybe
So-
in like the next
In
millennium,
Germany,
we'll got figured
we
out.
don't have to do primitive screenings for medical reasons because we just go to our doctor.
That's
This is America.
We don't have medical care here. Shut up.
Get out of here.
This is why I have traveler's
Doctors are
insurance.
So as you roll up, Rebecca and her crew kind of look at you like, "What are you doing here?" But they also don't seem to be interested in immediately kicking you out. Like, you're
'Cause we're
not
so cool.
unallowed to be here, but it's kind of like, huh, that's funny.
All right, somebody go talk to Rebecca. Knows Rebecca Mickey the best.
I only have
Is it Nick, since Nick is so cool?
Who has a relationship with Rebecca Mickey?
that's true.
I don't.
Do any of
so
you have a relationship with
Back in the
Rebecca?
winter,
You can spend relationship points on
yeah,
this.
back in the winter, there was like a 3-week period with Rebecca. Franz has gone through half of the female.
Yeah, you're an exchange student.
Yeah, no, that's what you do.
Damn, Franz.
That accent.
Franz
Like
got
most of the school doesn't really like you, but you have dated quite a few people. Because keep in mind, it's a big school too, so really like even dating as many people as you have, it's like there's a lot of people at this school, But
And
I
half
have been
the
informed
reason-
that there is something called a body count, which is very fun for a place called Bloodsport.
so Franz,
Yeah.
Scaring me, Franz.
so you dated Rebecca Mickey. So how many points do you have with her still? Are you on good terms? Are you on okay
It was an
terms?
amenable breakup. She just, once she realized I was kind of a dweeb, and after I wanted to spend Boxing Day looking at birds, she decided that was a no-go.
Yeah. So how many
Yeah.
points do you
That's
have
so
with her
sad.
at this point?
You want to say, what was her last name again?
Mickey.
Rebecca
Mickey.
Mickey.
You
I keep
don't
wanting
even
to say-
remember her last name, dude?
I keep
Come
wanting
on.
to say milkers, and I know that's incorrect.
She is in the FFA.
You're not supposed to call her that to her face, you guys. You're gonna like piss her off.
I have said nothing.
What's like the scale on relationships again? It's like sorry.
Like is up to 4, and then I believe 5 and over is love.
All right, so it's a solid 3.
All right, so you're chill.
Solid
You're
three.
chill.
Yeah.
You've hung out a few times since you broke up, and it was fine. Like you did some like friendly stuff, and it was one of those like, maybe it's better if we just hang out as friends kind of thing,
No, my Hans Franz.
So
I must say that my tutoring lessons with her were a lot less enjoyable after we broke up. There was a lot less tongue work.
yeah, pretty much none of that.
Man,
after you broke up.
Anyways,
You
milkers,
gotta
how are
run your
you?
faces.
Don't like any of this.
All right, so again, Rebecca doesn't like to be called that, as I mentioned. So
Right,
she's
but
kind
it
of
is
like,
because of the translation issues. So
She's
she's
kind
not
of like-
used to it.
the hell do you want, friends?
Yeah, so I saw you at the party on Saturday. And I was just kind of
Yeah.
wondering, did you see what happened to Gabriel? Kind of worried about him.
So to refresh my memory, I'm sorry. The party was at Gabriel's house because his parents are out of town.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Was he there?
Yeah, he was there.
Okay.
Yeah, he hosted the party.
Okay.
He blew off his other responsibilities and hosted a party on Saturday. That's what we know. This is
Okay.
what we've
It was a
established.
real
so
it was
far.
a real rager.
And it was a real rage.
I think you know a guy, and then he does invite you
Okay,
to
so
his
the party
rager.
was at Gabriel's house. So you wanted to know if she saw him?
Yeah, I was just kind of wondering because I lost track of him like half an hour in once the schnapps started pouring. You know how I am about schnapps.
But also, like Monday when he was in school. Also, if she saw him then.
No, he wasn't in school
Wasn't
Monday.
there.
Nope.
Monday.
Oh, Well, the last time she saw him.
So the party Saturday seems to be like
The last time.
the last time most people saw him so far. So do you have an applicable investigative ability that you like to spend points from, or would you like to just spend relationship points here, or would you like me to just give you the free clue?
Could I spend flattery?
Yeah.
I feel like okay, I'll burn my one flattery.
Start well.
You didn't start well, so how do you improve that?
I'm loving your milking technique there, Rebecca. Those goats don't know what they got.
No.
God.
You know, even though he's kind of blowing it to some extent, the language barrier makes some things forgivable, and also she does like to be complimented on her farming stuff. She's one of the captains of the FFA club. So
I like how Waffly is manipulating the avatar for embarrassment.
Franz just barely
Make it to
manages to
your
pull
dissolve
this
guy.
out. Dude, if you spend a flattery point,
Yeah,
I'll give
And I
you
do.
the full,
And
the
I do.
fullest, or I mean, even more, depending on how much juicy goss you really. It's up to you here, how much you want this to pay off, basically.
give me the hot goss.
So, how many points do you want to spend here?
1.
Okay.
That's all you have, right?
All right.
Yeah.
So you're definitely annoying Rebecca a little bit in this conversation, which is why that point is now gone. But on the other hand, she does reveal that one of her friends who's not currently here hooked up with Gabriel a little bit, not like fully, they didn't necessarily have sex, but like they like went back to his room and fooled around for a little while, maybe, or something, they did something in his room. It wasn't like for a super long time though, but she would probably know more. That friend's name is, I don't know, y'all come up with one.
Desiree.
Cassandra Stickler.
I like that one. Cassandra Stickler. Okay. Yeah, so Cassandra was one of the people that like spent time with Gabriel before the part, like closest to before the party wrapped up, and like one of the people to see Gabriel in like a personal setting. Because a lot of you, basically, when you got there, it was a huge party. Everybody is just going nuts, and like for some of you, you didn't see Gabriel at all. You barely saw him. You know what I mean? Like, but like Cassandra, close to the end of the party, was alone with Gabriel for a while, or mostly alone. Again, the details a little fuzzy, but alone or mostly alone with him for a while, and she thinks they were making out.
Good for Gabriel. Cassandra.
She thinks.
Real hot item.
Who does Cassandra hang out with? I don't even know her.
Well, she hangs out with the
She just
FFA
goes
sometimes, but
I've
Intricate.
never seen her.
Oh yeah, I hear she's with the art students. They really enjoy painting on barns. Like
Yeah.
a lot.
they painted a big mural on the barn, a big
Historical scenes.
big historical mural. That's how Cassandra and Rebecca became.
Yeah, of mainly
There was
their most recent one is of the time the Mormons were viciously driven out of the town of Bloodsport.
Do you remember the one of George Washington and somebody drew a dick, like his dick out on top of it?
Ja, it was quite humorous to defile the images of your historical founding fathers. Shows a real regard for the rules.
So, by the way, it's good to come up with some special details for the school as we go and remember them. So I am going to write down that there is a mural of the Mormons being driven out of Bloodsport on the demo barn.
It's starting to feel like a particularly good game of dwarf portraits. There is a portrait. It is of the Mormons being driven from the town. It menaces with spikes of cheddar.
Okay. amazing.
There are themes of eroticism.
So, yeah, so-
and
So Rebecca Mickey basically, like I said, she didn't see Gabriel that much, but her friend Cassandra was alone with him towards the end of the party for a while, and she thinks they were probably making out or something
Okay.
of that nature. So
And she's also a barn kid. Is she in this class?
no, she's more of an art kid.
She's more of an art kid. Okay.
Yeah.
So she's in
Also,
our
you
class.
ditched your last period to come here and do
Yeah,
this.
we know. So it's
So-
time to go to Gabriel's house.
Let's go
Let's
talk
go.
to
You
his
can drive. Can we walk
Uh,
there?
Oh, I would like to add a
Dog.
location to the school real quick.
We're all freshmen.
Okay.
We can't
You want to add a
drive.
location to the school?
Yep, the 3 phone booths right in front of the parking lot. Because
Okay.
it's the 90s.
Yeah.
2 of them don't work.
But they are quite the thriving graffiti scene.
Freddie
Yeah,
has
parking lot phone.
a suspicion that one of them is an elevator to a secret complex underneath the school. He just hasn't figured out the right combination of
Gotcha.
numbers to actually
Gotcha.
activate it.
You'll figure
But
it out.
he's got some pretty good evidence. That,
Oh, God. The secret-
anyway, can I have a car?
You're a freshman, though.
No, Freddie's a sophomore. He's cool.
I don't know.
Oh.
Can
Actually,
I'm a
you?
sophomore.
I'm gonna base this on your coolness,
I failed the grade.
whether or not you're a freshman or a sophomore. Freddie and Nick are sophomores because they're cooler than the rest of you.
But I'm also 17 because I failed a grade.
I am not 17.
You're just hanging out with a bunch of 14-year-olds.
Crimes is a freshman. Franz
But
is a
He
freshman.
does have an international driver's license.
August, have you decided?
I'm sure I'm a freshman.
Actually, hold on. What state are we in?
Michigan.
Montana.
Wait, Montana?
No,
Are we
Michigan.
in-
Sorry, Michigan.
Blood Gulch is in Montana.
Yeah.
Blood Sport is in Michigan.
Okay, yeah, you do have to be 16 years old in Michigan for a driver's
I
license.
thought it was 16 years old pretty much everywhere.
Lame.
It's like 14 in like Georgia.
You get your learner's permit when you're 15, but you're not.
Blood
supposed to have a
Sport,
permit in the car.
Georgia.
But also, what were
Sister
the rules
City.
in 1990?
All right, let's just say Freddie has a license. It's fine. He got it early. And he drives a 19
Farm use only truck.
Oh yeah, no, you have like one of those like provisional youth permits where it's like you're supposed to only be driving for like the purposes of like going to school or working
Yeah.
on a farm.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, farm
And it
use
is
only
like
pickup
old
truck.
beat up truck, and mostly we have to like ride in the back of it.
But it's still it's a
No,
provisional
no,
license.
no,
It's not a
no.
learner's permit.
It needs
Not
a
a truck.
running push to start.
It's not a truck. It is a 1983 Honda Prelude.
Please share a picture of this. You can share screen. You have that permission, I think.
Oh yeah, that
Okay.
is the classic car.
Because I want to see this.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know all the breeds of car.
It's a really bumpy ride.
Hold on.
Wow.
Is it working or no? I want everybody to see it.
I'm just trying to find a photo of it. Hold on a minute.
There's
Okay,
time.
yeah, here we go.
That's the one
Here
with
we
like
go.
the pop-up headlights that go like that.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm not sure. Some of them have pop-up headlights, but
Some of them don't. Yeah, I see
Yeah.
that.
no, it does not. Yeah, that's very interesting. I don't know if he has the
Should have
pop.
bought
Let's
some
say
shocks instead of the pop-up
All right, here, I'm
headlights.
gonna
Here.
temporarily take away our music. Sorry, folks. But here is
music.
the 1983 Honda
Honda
Prelude.
Prelude. It is a coupe.
Oh man!
How are we all gonna fit in this thing?
I can
Am I gonna-
only imagine that.
Squeezed in. It's like clowns in a car.
I
Yeah,
think
it's got-
Grimes and Nick actually like just sit inside of the trunk. Wait, who's the smallest one? Who's the
I feel like
smallest
we
in this
sit inside
group?
the trunk. I'm a big guy.
Crime seems kind of small.
Yeah, I feel like
it
Crimes would be-
technically
I feel like
has
I'm
3
taller
seats in
than
the
him.
back. It technically has 3 seats in the back.
Yeah, there's enough seats. It's just going to be
Okay.
uncomfortable.
Crimes is in the middle.
Crimes is
I'm
super
straddling
lanky,
you with
though.
my arms.
And has
The
like
car-
a knee on the shoulder rest of each seat in front of him.
It's
Crimes is in between Franz and August in the backseat.
It is only a 7-year-old car, but it is beat to shit because it was actually reassembled from 3 other cars.
All right, let's go.
Donated.
Bad-
car.
I like
very,
the
The driver's
very
side door is
badly,
just the wrong
actually,
color
because
entirely. So is the
Yeah.
trunk.
Spaghetti does not have any points in repair. So this car could fall apart at any moment.
Wow.
Why? Oh God! Why are you driving?
Because I'm the only one that has a driver's license.
Spaghetti doesn't do the car fixing.
I'm gonna get mine in a month, but like we're not gonna wait that long for Gabriel. To
Anyway, we
He
are
just drives the cars around for the not a chop shop. If you catch my drift.
the Youth Auto Reclamation Society.
Yeah, the Teenage Auto Reclamation Society.
Look, the planet is dying, and it can't be responsible for all these cars. That's why we gotta take them back from nature. It's very
I was
good.
kind of wondering why he couldn't get a better car from the chop shop.
Yeah,
What
What are you talking about? This one is mint. Okay, this one's
My legs
All right,
hurt.
so everybody piles into Freddy's 1983 Honda Prelude and heads to Gabriel's house. When you pull up to Gabriel's house, you notice that Gabriel's car, hold on, I just gotta make sure this is right.
19.
A 1985 Ford Fiesta is parked outside.
You should find that.
I don't know. It always seems like a party. But shush.
So he has been reported missing, but his car is here. So he didn't take wherever he went missing. He didn't take his car with him.
All right.
And no other cars seem to be here.
Let's get out of this car.
okay.
You first.
Again, as a recap, Gabriel's parents have been out of the country for weeks, and his uncle has been looking after him somewhat. Gabriel's house is in the sort of upper crusty, not like the full upper crust. It's really like it's like the upper middle class people that want to think they're bougie, but they don't really live in the best part of town. You know what I mean? Like that's where Gabriel's family lives.
Can I check out the front yard and just kind of look around? And because I got 2 in outdoors.
Uh-huh.
But I was wondering if I could see if if the uncle had been pulling up recently or whatever. If we see any like car tracks recently other than ours.
Does anyone have notice?
I do
I
have
do.
notice.
I have 1 in notice.
Wait, are you
Okay,
just
yeah.
copying my character sheet?
I got 2 notice.
Me? What?
A bunch of people took
Because I
notice.
also have
Fine.
2 in outdoors.
So
I
yeah,
have-
Nick, you don't have to spend out of your pool if you don't want to. Although again, this is like to increase the effect of the thing for investigative. You can choose to spend out of the pool, and then I'll tell you a little more. But otherwise, yeah, since you have notice, you notice that it looks like there are like fresh tire tracks, and also furthermore like a little bit of leaked fluid, like one of the fluids out of the car was leaking, and so like there was another car here today.
Okay, I take note of that.
Cool. Can I use my preparedness and pull out my Slim Jim and break into Gabe's car? I do help Spaghetti with these things.
Why do you just carry that around all the time?
Yeah, because I don't know shit about cars.
I mean,
Honestly.
I've
Yeah,
got
but-
preparedness as well. I can help with the Slim Jim if she wants.
I don't know if helping is a
Can you
mechanic
put
in
in
this game.
repair?
Is there a help mechanic in this game,
More.
Kennedy?
Applicable, but I mean I don't know. I guess no, it's fine. Yeah.
I came prepared for this mission.
Sure. Okay. Roll a d6. And then how many points do you want to spend out of your preparedness pool for having them add to your roll?
2?
Okay. So add 2 to your roll.
5.
Okay. Yeah. So you Jimmy's car open.
Okay. Let's
Um,
look around.
Franz is just snapping pictures of this for his scrapbook later.
Oh my god! Stop taking
Do you have
pictures of her crimes.
photography?
Franz.
do you
Bring your
have
fucking phone.
photography as an
Wait, you
investigative
don't have
skill?
a phone? You
Yes,
just
I
have a
do.
camera 'cause it's the 90s.
While you're looking through your lens at the gate, you notice that like, so this isn't like, again, this isn't the bougie part of town, so they don't have like keypads or anything like that, but it's like they just have like a normal gate with like a little latch on the inside. You notice it looks like that latch is maybe busted.
Oh my. American crime culture is so exciting.
Can I sneak around the back?
Yeah, it's all right.
You can, but let's also
Investigate that car.
Let's
Oh, right,
go up
the
to
car, I
apartment,
keep
look all
forgetting.
around.
Okay. So, August, you're leading this. Do you have an investigative skill that you might want to spend points from, like notice, or do you just want me to give you the basic clue?
I'll spend one and notice.
Okay. So, you poke around the car, and as you're digging under the seat, you find Gabriel's wallet.
Oh, shit.
So his car is here and his wallet's here, but he's been missing.
Nothing else in the car.
No, there is. You also find he's got like a road atlas for the town of Bloodsport. Like, you know, a lot of your parents, you know, when they get you a car, get you an atlas of either the town or the state. And there are some markings on it. And in particular, it looks like he had marked out some like gas stations and rest stops around the state for like a road trip.
Okay. I'm gonna take that with me. What's in the wallet? I'm gonna browse through the wallet.
Interesting about the wallet is he had $200 in there.
I'm gonna take that.
Money. Even for a kid.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that.
Dang, that's a lot of money.
Put that in my pocket. In my bra, actually. Okay.
Nick, you wanted to go around back?
Yeah, that's I wanted to sneak around back and see if I could see anything through or in the backyard or like on the back porch or in the back. I'm assuming a lot of stuff if there is a back porch or a backyard.
Yeah, no, it's they've got a decent sized yard and stuff.
It's an upper middle class house.
You probably will need to do some sneaking though, because hanging out right in the front isn't really causing any suspicion, but like you can see that one of his elderly neighbors is a couple of yards down, just like in her front yard, like messing with her flowers and like sometimes sitting down and reading a book and drinking some lemonade.
Okay.
Like, and just like doesn't seem to be leaving her yard anytime soon.
Yeah, I have 10 in sneak, so I can spend a point or two.
Wait, is that
So you roll the dice to try to do it, and then you spend points to improve that die roll optionally.
Okay.
So that's
So I got a 6.
okay. Well, I mean, there you go. So Nick is successfully kind of creeping around the side there, and he's leading the way, and he can guide the rest of you and like wave you along if you want to join him. So is anyone else going around back with Nick?
Sure, I will.
Okay,
Nah.
going. Freddy's staying out front.
Fred, I've been blasting SIGs for about 5 minutes, and just wanted everyone to know that.
Okay, so Freddy's just out front smoking,
Don't
just
smoke
chilling.
all the chicks.
Crime Scenerman's going to the scene of a crime.
Nick,
That's
you're just
catchphrase.
desperately hoping he doesn't smoke all of your cigarettes before you get back.
These are my cigarettes. I gave the homeless dude the $7 for the cigarettes.
And then
These are
you
my
took the
cigarettes.
pack. You took the pack from the homeless guy.
No, I gave him the money, but he also had a couple more other of his own cigarettes. So I took those too because I paid him. I paid the man. These are the rules of commerce. Okay.
Why do you
guys do it
always
for
play a
particular
libertarian?
kind of teenager.
You didn't need my whole pack before that.
Franz, are you sneaking around back? Or are you staying out
No,
front?
Franz is a law-abiding citizen.
Crime?
And also, I think that's Bess, who's a junior member of the Audubon Society.
Wait, Bess?
Yeah, Bess is the elderly lady.
Oh, yeah, she is a junior member of the Audubon Society. Yeah, you know her a little tiny bit.
So when they're investigating, I'll be talking to her.
I'm going to get some.
Okay, so Franz, you're gonna go over and all right.
Nice.
Hold
Nice.
on. Can I do something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Spaghetti's just gonna go up to the front door and knock on it.
No!
Of Gabriel's house?
We gotta see if he's home, right?
Okay, yeah, well hold on.
Oh, we're doing this! You
Right.
psychopath!
Crimes. Are you sneaking around back? You hanging out with Freddy, or are you going to be
Sneaking around back.
Franz? All right.
Oh.
So Nick, Crimes, and August are going to sneak around back. Franz goes to do distraction team. I think the logical thing to start with is Franz doing distraction. So Nick is already successfully leading y'all on a sneaking expedition, but Franz wants to make sure there's no trouble, because she's not going anywhere.
Oh, Bess, how are you today?
So, Bess, she's a bored old lady, and so she's always happy to talk to you, about birds especially, but also about her flowers that she's growing and anything else, and So, is there a specific? I'm just curious. Is there a specific interpersonal skill you want to use here?
I'm going to be using my outdoors skill because my opening line is, Bess, how are you dealing with these migratory spottings? I saw a Kirtland's warbler the other day. And I'm pulling out my birding book.
Bird nerd.
Fucking beautiful.
Bird is the word.
You're pretty sure that you've got Bess distracted. All right, so round the back sneaking team, you get to the backyard area, and basically there's like a fence, like a chain link fence, like running around the backyard, and between that, like there's like another house, and then there's like a little alleyway, and that's what you're in. Like it's not like a formal alleyway; it's just like literally like dirt, But there's just like a little pathway between these two houses, and then there's like this one has a chain link fence. The one across from Gabriel's has like an old, worn out wooden fence. You're not sure who lives there. It doesn't look like anybody's home. So as y'all are sneaking around the back, getting a lay of the land there. His backyard is like, it's kind of set up for like entertaining, but it's also like a little overly crowded and trashy after the party. Like that's like the first thing you see is like the pool has like some red Solo cups floating in it. The grill like looks like it has like a couple of burnt hot dogs just like sitting on it still, that kind of shit. As y'all are rolling up, Freddy heads up to the front door and just figures, fuck it, I'm knocking. Is that right?
Yeah.
Did you guys hear a knock?
It's cool. If he's there, then we've solved this thing. Why not?
That is true.
Spaghetti is.
I hadn't thought about it like that before.
He might just be home. Did you think about that?
Are you calling us paranoid?
The cops would look there first.
Yeah. So, you
come on, Scarface's razor, guys.
You
what?
knock. But you don't get any. You don't get any response.
Oh dang! I guess he wasn't.
No.
Well, guess it's a cold case now, boys.
All right, that was our best shot, and it didn't
Next
work.
mystery.
All right.
The only thing we could have done.
Franz, until
just
you
teens.
tell me that you're done distracting Bess, I'm assuming that's what you're doing, okay? But
Yes.
the other two groups, Sneaky Crew and Freddy. So Freddy, you're at the front door. You've knocked. Nothing's happened. Sneaky Crew, you managed to sneak around back. You're like in this alleyway between these two like houses. Like I said, it's just kind of this muddy, grassy, like barely a track between the houses. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Can I look up and
You have to
down
tag hands there.
the alleyway to like try and like see if like anybody's out that way? I don't know. Like see if anybody's
I mean,
walked
we're-
along that way or chose to
We're
climb over
following
the
tracks.
fence.
Oh, are you looking for
Yeah.
signs that someone like has been in the alley recently? Is that what you're looking
Yeah.
for? Okay.
Or like climbed the fence recently. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you have outdoors?
Yeah, I have 2 in outdoors.
Okay. So again, do you want to spend points? You don't have to. You get the clue either way, but you'll get more if you do. That's always how it's going to work. I'll just keep
Okay.
explaining that till everyone gets it locked in.
I don't think this is as important, so I'm just gonna roll with it.
Yeah. So you poke around in the alley, and you notice that it seems like so there's like this spot where the fence was repaired a little bit, but you look at it and you think this is a recent repair. Like this isn't like they fixed the fence here a year ago. Somebody did this like this within the last like couple of days, like a day or two ago.
Huh.
Okay, I just gotta say the Laura Palmer song is playing right now, and I just keep expecting to find a dead body very soon. Just due to the music.
We should probably go into the house.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know what I was gonna say.
So definitely like there's a
Thanks,
spot where the
man.
fence was repaired, and then looking at like the muddy alleyway in there, there's definitely like it's hard to make out a lot of specific footprints, but you kind of think that there might be like footprints near this spot on the outside also.
Huh.
Mm.
Okay. I feel like we should check out the house, guys. I really don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody else take the
Start
lead here.
opening wiggling windows. and-
I've been knocking this entire time. No one's answering. How are we supposed to get in?
Windows, doors.
I could probably climb in.
Jiggle, jiggle.
Guys, I could climb in through the
Sometimes
third
God closes the
window.
door, but then he opens
Wait,
the window. and
So
then closes
Crimes, are you
it.
gonna climb the fence?
I'm gonna climb into the house, like right up it.
Well, you gotta get in the yard first. You're just gonna go back around front.
Oh no, I'm gonna vault the fence. It's fine.
Okay.
This is
Do you have
absolutely
athletics?
the thing that Crimes would do.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I got athletics.
So roll a d6 and spend as many athletics points as you want to add bonus to that roll.
All right. Is there a number I'm looking for?
There is.
4.
Trying to okay, so y'all know that my computer died. I'm having a lot of problems loading the dice.
Would you
roller.
like one of us to
Here,
roll?
I will send you a die.
Okay.
You'll
A
fax me a
physical
die?
die will be
Okay.
delivered to your room shortly.
Wait, I got it. Got it. I rolled a 6. It's done.
Okay.
I fucking needed it.
So Crimes vaults over the fence and then pops open he tries a couple of windows. One of them's unlocked. It's like an older, mid-century home with like older like farmhouse windows, and so one of those is always jimmyable, And Crimes gets a
Not even
window
hard.
open, and gets in the house. And Crimes, you're in the living room of Gabriel's house. Again, it's like a larger, older style, like mid-century farmhouse, and it's like nice-ish, although right now it's kind of trashed from the party still. There's like cups, bottles, etc. on the floor.
All right. Well, it's real important that we don't touch anything, guys. It's a crime scene now.
Well, you guys, who else is joining Crimes in the house?
Me.
Crime's just gonna go open the front door like a
I'm gonna
responsible
keep snooping
Shaggy.
around out
I mean,
here.
friend.
Okay, Nick's gonna stay outside, keep snooping around the yard.
We're just wrecking this crime scene, you guys.
Crimes opens the front door to let August in, and we'll find out what Freddy's doing in a second, I'm sure. But Freddy's probably gonna go in the house, I think.
Have the cops even been here? Like, I don't see any yellow tape. Has anybody seen any yellow
Anything,
tape?
like no one's been here yet.
Guys, we're the only ones taking this seriously. We can't touch anything. Oh, look, Jaeger.
No,
Oh, God.
now, okay, so the party hasn't been cleaned up, but that isn't to say there's no signs that anyone's been here. It does look a little bit like someone's been here. And
Yeah,
again, there
Sweet
was
Ranger
definitely a
is-
car
yeah,
here, one or more cars here earlier today, as you found by checking in the driveway earlier. So there were one or more cars here earlier today. And definitely someone's been in the house, but the party hasn't been cleaned up. It does look like there may have been like certain things taken from the house, though. Like in the front hallway, you notice right away that they have like a little like side table with like keys and stuff in a drawer. And that drawer is kind of like hanging slightly open, and it looks like some stuff may have been taken out of it. Like it looks just like someone was rummaging around and it taking stuff. Just has that vibe, you know? And like,
Yeah.
there seem to be like a few things like that. Like even though the party wasn't picked up, someone did come here looking for something or doing something, or someone did something afterwards. Something happened. It's a mystery.
A mystery happened here.
A mystery happened here.
Wow. It's like a real detective thing.
So Freddie, we assumed that you went into the house with Crimes in August, since Crimes opened the front door.
Yeah, you're
By the
fucking. It wasn't hard to find the door. Thanks.
Spaghetti,
I
you there?
appreciate it.
What?
Spaghetti.
We assumed
What?
you went into the house with Crimes in August because
Yeah. I'm just like stood up, looking around, just kind of, huh?
So,
So
like I
this
said,
thing's
it's
been
like
ransacked. It looks like.
well,
Yeah,
not
someone's
not
been
heavily,
here.
Not heavily ransacked. Someone came here for specific things.
Hmm.
So, again, good sized mid-century farmhousey kind of building. There's like a front entry hallway that kind of opens into a living room, and then there's a dining room and a kitchen. There's a bathroom downstairs. There's like a den also, separate from the living room. And then there's also like a mud room at the back that's like pretty good size and has like tools in it and stuff. Upstairs, there's like at least 4 bedrooms. Like none of you have ever seen the full upstairs, but
Except for
All
Franz, who got invited to the Ranger.
Speaking of Franz, he's still outside talking to Bess, and he cracks open his Knight Rider lunchbox, showing a thermos of lemonade and a pretzel that he splits down the middle and hands half of to Bess. And is like, yeah, so it's crazy what's happened to Gabriel, right?
Franz, if you want to,
I'm
do you want to try to get
gossiping.
some information about this?
I'm gossiping.
Okay, yeah, you're gossiping. Okay. Bess is like, yeah, you know, it's sad. I hate to see things like that happen in a nice little town like this.
Yeah, the American crime experience is very terrifying to an outsider, you know? Like in Germany, very low crime rates, missing cases promptly investigated. Has anyone even showed up to the house?
There was a cop there with the uncle earlier today for a little while.
Oh, that's
and
good,
then,
that's good. And he takes a big old bite of his pretzel.
He left and the uncle stayed a while, and then that's all I saw.
Yeah, in Germany, they like create the crime scene and tape it up with the bright jello. rolls. It's weird, yeah?
Well, I don't think they're considering a crime scene yet.
But I mean, Gabriel's been missing for like, I haven't seen him since Saturday. And you know me. Like, I talked with you for a good 15 minutes before I went to that rager. And it's just bizarre, yeah?
She kind of shrugs. Do you want to spend a point out of your gossip pool?
Sure.
So as you keep her talking, at first she doesn't seem interested in revealing anything more, or like she even necessarily knows anything more, but then she finally lets something drop. It's clear that she doesn't know much more, but she says that, you know that uncle? He's been at the house more times since Gabriel went missing than he was there when Gabriel was here. It's a shame.
It's very strange. What does he even do here? I don't think I ever met him. And I was at Gabriel's like 4, 5, possibly even 9 times this year.
She says, I think he works in HVAC. He's got a truck full of tools always.
Ah, an air conditioning man. Very honorable.
All right. Meanwhile, y'all who are in the house. Actually, no.
Yeah.
Nick. Let's go to Nick for a second. Nick, what are you doing while you snoop around the yard? Anything in particular?
I'm looking at like entrance points mainly. Just like if there's signs of a struggle in the backyard at all, where that fence was, or like near some of the windows or near some of the doors out there, or if something got stashed underneath the house. You said this was like a mid-level house, so I assume it has a downstairs.
Yeah, no, it's got a 2-story and a basement.
All
Is there any way I
homes
can
in
peek
Michigan
in the
basically
basement?
have a basement.
Is there anything wet in the basement? I'm sorry, Joe.
Is there any way I can like peek through one of the windows in the basement and like?
I could probably crawl in there.
Yeah, but you can't see much from outside. I will tell you though, Nick, because I know you have outdoors, that you notice that the mud room I mentioned at the back of the house, the door is slightly ajar, and like it's like all around the doorway, like on the ground and around the door frame, it's muddy and like.
Can I go investigate?
It's like muddy in a way that like this isn't like something that like party goers do. You know what I mean? Like if you're looking for a sign of a struggle, this might be it, but you're not really sure. But it does look odd because it's like quite a bit of relatively fresh mud from like maybe a day or two ago, just like kind of all over this back door, and the door itself, like I said, ever so slightly ajar.
I feel like I should go in and investigate.
Yeah, you can go in and join the house crew. You know what? Or you can stay out here. It's up to you.
Still trying to figure it out. So the mud room is like attached to the house then.
Yeah, it's like on the back of the house, and there's like tools and like it's like where you take your boots off, as you come in from gardening or whatever. And they have like a little bit of like
and so the mud is coming
tiny
into
bit
the
of like
house.
a hobby farm out back, although there's no animals or anything. It's just like mostly like
mudroom is
shit.
a mudroom is that part of a house where you are expected to take your shoes off.
Okay, so it's just like a
it's not like a
foyer.
room made of mud. Yeah, it's a foyer. That's the word.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
No, this one's made out of
very
mud.
Simple. It's just a very simple foyer.
That's what I assumed when you said mud room. I was like, it's a room made out of mud.
Yeah, like
It's actually
people don't
Adobe.
People don't know how good a mudroom is. It's really important.
I understand it now. It's been explained to me. But yeah,
I figured out where the miscommunication was, and I knew how to fix it.
All right. So are you gonna head in and join the house crew, Nick, or are you gonna stay out?
I assume so because like it looks like the mud is going into the house, right?
Well, it looks like there was some kind of incident right around the door here.
Can Can I roll to investigate it further or
You
no?
can spend points from your outdoors pool.
Sure.
Not a roll. You just spend them.
I'll spend 1 point.
Okay. Yeah, there's like you know, because the mud's a couple days old, it like takes you a minute to really start to pick it apart, but there's like muddy handprints on the wall. Like someone was maybe being drug away.
Whoa. Did you guys see this? See this muddy
Oh, what
handprint?
is it?
This muddy handprint!
Oh, this is something.
Crazy.
Wow. All right,
Yeah,
I'm going upstairs.
I'm gonna go downstairs.
I'm gonna.
Okay. So Freddie, you're going upstairs?
Actually,
I'm
guys,
going
I'm not gonna do anything.
upstairs. I'm gonna look around for Gabe's room, his bedroom. See where that is.
Are you gonna
Okay.
raid his room?
So Freddie's looking for Gabriel's bedroom upstairs. Is anyone else joining him in that?
This is the weirdest panty raid I've ever been on.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay, August is going. Nick and Crime stay downstairs. All right. So Freddie and August head upstairs looking for Gabriel's room. So yeah, so there's like I said, there's a lot of bedrooms up here. Turns out to be 5 total plus 2 bathrooms. Like it's pretty expansive. You knew Gabriel used to have like a lot of siblings in the house. Like he's the youngest of a bunch, you know, and he's like the last one still here. So like a bunch of the bedrooms are like they have that like vibe where it's like the kid's gone off to college and everything's just sort of perfectly arranged, waiting for them to come visit, you know? So when you find Gabriel's room, it's pretty obvious it's his because his room is total hot mess, you know, clothes on the floor, everything. Plus, you see stuff that, you know, indicates that it's Gabriel's room right away. You know, there's one of his FFA ribbons on the wall, etc.
Is a track idol or whatever.
And
Poster.
yeah, so like the other bedrooms, like it looks like people snuck off into a little bit during the party, and like you saw like the occasional solo cup or something like that. Like I said though, Gabriel's bedroom is like a mess. Like this dude was not taking care of it or something. I don't know. Like, or maybe someone was going through some of this stuff otherwise, because it's like kind of chaotic. It's hard to tell though.
All right, can I look around for like any sort of notes or anything, any sort of like indication of any events or thing, like any sort of notebooks, posters, booklets, any sort of written materials, maybe, or something, anything.
While Spaghetti's doing that, can I just go look for the parents' bedroom also?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
All right, so August takes off looking for the parents' bedroom. Spaghetti.
Yeah.
So you look around for a minute. You've got notice, you said, right?
I have 2 notice.
Okay. So yeah, so Gabriel's got a like day planner. Like which like a lot of the FFA kids like shit like that because they record, you know, dates when they need to harvest something or, you know, deal with something, etc. And so you can look through his day planner. So first of all, you see like flipping back a couple weeks right after his parents left town, he took a road trip that weekend, and that's that road trip that seems to have been marked out in that road atlas that you found in his car. He doesn't say what the road trip was for in the day planner. It just says road trip ! And it's like Saturday and Sunday both blocked off completely.
From when he disappeared.
And this was weeks ago when his parents first left the country. And this is funny because y'all don't remember Gabriel mentioning a road trip. And this would be like the kind of thing normally you'd talk about. You know what I mean? Like if you went to like one of the lakes to go party for a weekend or something like that, you'd tell everybody, right? So that's a bit odd. Also, you notice that the day after the party, Sunday, he has a confusing note written in for that day. It seems like some of it is like an acronym or something, because it's like meet with SLA, get RGO, and then there's another part that like is sort of like smudgy and like scribbled out to where like you can't really read it.
I'm sorry. What were those acronyms again?
Meet with SLA, get RGO.
Meet with SLA to get real
I think
good.
there are acronyms. His handwriting is really bad. I'm gonna be clear about some stuff, and also everything is lowercase.
Meet with SLA to get real good oregano.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know what this means. All right. So just just take that. Just
Okay.
taking that.
So August, you get to the parents' bedroom.
Yes.
So their bedroom, again, like all the other bedrooms here, looks a little like like maybe some kids were in here on Saturday making out a little bit. There's like a couple of discarded cups and a can, beer that's empty, etc. But it's mostly pretty pristine, and like in fact, I mean, like it looks like people who were planning to leave the country for several months. You know what I mean? Like you open a dresser drawer and it's like half empty. Or more. You look in the closet, the closets are half empty, but they have a lot of empty hangers and things like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Is there something in particular you're kind of looking here for, or what do you just kind of snooping?
Yeah, I'm snooping around.
What investigative skills do you have? Do you have one you feel might be applicable, like notice or
Yeah, I guess
probably,
it's just all notice.
or fashion?
It's all notice.
You got
I gotta
fashion?
Think about it more. I could have fashion.
If you got fashion, I'll give you a good clue.
All right, fashion it is. I got one fashion and I'll spend it.
So Gabriel's mom obviously likes nice clothing, and it seems like Gabriel's dad not so much, except you do notice in the bathroom, hung up in the bathroom, is one really, really nice man's adult suit.
Okay.
That would be like uncharacteristic.
Hanging
So it's
there.
like,
That he
again,
didn't
like
take.
very kind of weird, because like he obviously has some suits and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like he's not into fashion and she is, except for this suit, this one really high fashion suit hanging up in the bathroom.
Yeah, like Gabriel was trying to use it or something.
Maybe.
Okay.
Is
there a cash box in here anywhere?
No, but there's a little bit of jewelry in the nightstand.
I'll leave it.
Okay. Franz, you're sitting there with Bess having a good old time when suddenly something catches your eye. A car is pulling up to Gabriel's house.
Run.
And that is where we're going to leave things tonight.
Oh, shit.
Ah, damn it.
Get out.
And we'll solve this mystery next week. Thanks everybody for coming out.
I'm very down to play more of this.
Yeah, I enjoy this.
This is a
we'll
fun
talk about it
system.
more after the show, but yeah, I think this was fun. So I'm definitely down to do it for at least one more week, if not several more. We'll see. But thanks everybody for tuning in to Rollin' in It for another week. We're always happy to have you here, have some fun. We appreciate y'all who threw us suggestions for the town locations tonight. keep stuff like that coming. If you happen to be watching, and you ever hear me say something like, "Give me a name for this person," that includes you, chat, and I'm gonna keep reminding you of that. So anyway, thanks, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
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 Goodbye.
Guten